Sir, the Cabinet approves the draft resolution allowing photography in public places without any permission. And to shed more light, we have you with us, of course, today, because you are one, of course, of the very important directors that we always make interviews with you to add value to our programs. Sir, how do you see this, of course, resolution that the Cabinet approved?
This decision was a little bit late, but it meets all happiness and all photographers and filmmakers, even normal people who used to carry camera or mobiles, because all the time, especially in public places, you stop you, no photo, don't shoot, and this is not good because this decision will going to open so many, not only to have pictures, not only to film at museums and ancient places. It's also going to show Egypt through media, through private sector, through all kinds of YouTubes and Facebook and all methods of communication will let people see what's happening in Egypt, what's happening in Cairo streets, what's happening in markets, and this is very good to encourage people to come over to see what we have, to see how much we are active, to see how much we are developed right now, to see all mega projects we have producing now and working on it in Alamein and new capital and all over Egypt. This is very, very important. It's late, but it's good it happened.
Okay, so tourists, of course, tourist attractions are often introduced through media, such as television and films, that are not directly connected with tourism marketing activities or promotion. This we realized, of course, this realization has led to the classification of new type of tourism called the film indeed tourism. What would you tell us more about the film? Of course, sir, about the film film induced tourism.
The problem last decades, whenever any foreign film is coming to film at Egypt, it faced a lot of problems. And even for us, when we are going to film, we facing big problems. Tourism organization, antiquities, security, military, so many things. But right now, after the country realized how it's important, so it will going to make it simple for even for people who would like to make films. They writing scripts about Egypt and they can't have a permission, so they go to Tunisia, they go to Morocco, they go to other places nearby and not filming at Egypt. We're losing a lot of money, we're losing a lot of tourism, big losses also for our image. That's making Egypt like a very complicated society. It's not civilized, and this is very, very bad for our image and for our economy too. So accepting and opening the doors in front of Egyptians, Arabian, to by summertime, for instance, now Arab people we used to go to other countries. Right now, even they start in some Arab countries like Saudi Arabia making festivals. It's supposed to be here. So we have to understand and to see what's happening all over the world, and we make it easy for people to come and film and see, especially what we have is not exist in any place all over the world. We having a civilization of ancient Egyptian, Islamic, Coptic, Greek, Roman. Tell me about any country who have all of this civilization, all of these places very good all over the year, all the time, summer, winter. So the mission of photography or filming is not only a simple decision for allowing people to shoot. It will going to have a great feedback in so many things.
That's great, sir. Okay, sir, how far would the cabinet approval on the, of course, draft resolution allowing photography in public places without permit boost film-induced tourism?
Uh, what I think it's also going to, it's not only the decision of allowing or giving a permission, the concept will going to change. People were going to think about making films about antiquities, places, ancient places, museums, and also I suggest for Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities and the Ministry of Culture to make a joint venture between both of us, both of them, to make films about museum, films about kings and queens, films about places, documentary films about stories from history. All of these things will going to encourage people to see what we have. Also, we're going to raise our identity and make people more belonging to their country. And this is one goal of other goals, not only building places but building a human being also. So this is very important to make this kind of films which used to be in 60s and 70s.
Okay, sir, what induces the tourists in their choice of destination besides marketing means and their previous experience when they came to the country?
This is a very good question.
Thank you.
I tell you about something. When we sing films right now, black and white films, when we sing films which is in early cinema, what we see? We see location. It's documenting places, how Heliopolis looks.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. What is more important, documentaries or films that we watch, or series that we watch, which reach the people easier and understand what we want them to understand about our culture, about our, of course, artifacts, about our museums, about the very important, about the cradle of civilization, Egypt? Which is more important? Which is more, which reaches easier to the to each and every citizen?
Of course, the indirect art is more intimate to people. You're making a film, a love story, and the background is the museums. You're making musical.
That's indirect art, sir.
Exactly. Like films like Gharam fil Karnak, for instance. You're seeing all people feel intimate to Luxor, and without saying what Luxor have. Because the story is nice, the people who are this kind of not educational, this kind of communication with people in indirect way. And also I have to say the direct films or documentary film is very important for people who are interested to know more details about when this place is built, what's the value of this place, this kind of educational. And also you can make this type of films in interesting way, like you're making a story between tourist and tourist guide visiting a place, and you're making as a drama. And there is so many, the art is unlimited. But before this kind of decision, you're making all artists tight and freeze, not thinking about anything, because all of this complication have been in last decades.
Sir, again, how can we focus? How can this, of course, tourist trend open a new door, both in tourism and employees within the film and tourist sector?
In fact, making things easier for people that's kind of let them think widely with a wide vision, and also we're going to encourage to investment. Cinema is a production, an industry, and art. The producers, when they feel it's not going to cost them that much like before, and all places are open right now, people were going to join this easily. And also I think for audience, they are they want to see more, so it's you covering both ages, the production and the target, your target audience. People would like to see what's happening, the places they never seen. You're having good places starting from Marsa Matruh up till down to Marsa Alam. Most of these places are virgin, no one shooting, no films at Alex, Suez, Ismailia, Port Said, and that's all. You're having good places in Sharqiyya and in Sinai, and even in East Desert, West Desert, all of these places in Upper Egypt, in Sohag, Edfu, very nice museums, very nice places. So all of this is going to let people see and also share, and also if you are having a cinema production, ticketing, or TV channels, also we're going to open for all kind of international channels who interested in places and locations.
Okay, so what, from your point of view, are the most successful movies or series that were able to attract tourists through shooting in, of course, archaeological sites?
Well, you're having this kind of films like This on the Nile, who have been filmed. I was in school, in cinema school by this time. Films from Hollywood, from Europe, from now the production houses are more and more than before. All channels in Europe who is interested in geography, in weather, in location. We're having all of these elements. Desert, we have sea by winter time, like in Hurghada, like Red Sea. In summertime, all Egypt is starting from Alex to El Arish. So it's a good chance for so many people, so many countries to come over, and we have to pick this chance to raise our income, to raise awareness about what's happening in Egypt now from these great mega projects, and also new museum, new facilities of marketing, of tourism.
So, what, from your perspective, is more important? Of course, which attract more tourism to our country. The films, you don't, the films or the series. I asked you this question, of course, but I want to ask which touches tourism. My first question was for Egyptians. Which is the more film that makes you interact with the archaeology of our country? But now, which is the more important to target tourists? Do you think documentaries?
I think documentaries are more powerful, especially if we're making this type of films, short films about different things. Like you're making a short film, 2-3 minutes, because now the rhythm of life, even the communication through media, people are seeing the world through their mobiles. So you have, like, if I would like to make a sales point for Egyptian museum, at least I would say come to this museum, the greatest statue all over the world, will be there Khafra statue and show Khafra statue. And for people who are more interested seeing all of this kind of activity, Egyptian life, fishermen making bread, Hagar Rashid, the Rashid stone. You're seeing everything in that great museum, one of the greatest museum all over the world. But make small episodes, small shots, small snapshots about what we have. Maybe we're going to have a snapshot about diving in Red Sea, 2 minutes. One shot about the pyramids, secret of the pyramids. Not, not because the rhythm and the way people communicate with the world is totally changed. And in other hand, a long-term project making all of this kind of films about places, 15 minutes, 13 minutes, you can do them.
Okay, sir, what from your own point of view are the most successful movies or series that were able to attract tourists through shooting in archaeological sites?
You see, we all remember this kind of film of Indiana Jones, and the
No,
kind.
I mean Egyptian films,
I
sir.
know, I know. I'm just giving a model.
I asked you the question you answered before about English films. I need Egyptian.
When I say English films, because the model is known all over the world, so we say it's this type of models. But we have this kind of film of Gharam fil Karnak, which is not talking directly about in a comic way. We don't have. I can't remember any this kind of course, the Mummy film by Shadi Abdel Salam. Is totally is talking about not archaeologists, talking about the mummy and selling antiquities or stealing it. But it was a beauty film more than showing a real events which happened. It's kind of a poet, kind of love for beautiful scenery.
Okay, sir, how far would boosting or hosting icon figures, such as celebrities, for example, and other icon figures, promote the secure and safe image of our country, Egypt?
When I say celebrities, I don't think that Egyptians will be attracted by celebrities, filmmakers, or movie star, or football player, to encourage them to visit the museum.
Tourism, to tourists, sir.
Okay, now tourism is two kinds of tourism. Enti- Interior tourism, and now we suffer from outsider tourism. So I have what we have in hand is interior tourism. I made a project called Shuf Gamal Baladak, see a beauty of your country. So I moved with so many photographers. This is 4 years ago, and up till now we shoot nice places which is not known to people, to normal people, and to encourage them to visit. Uh, this kind of encouraging, it needs a seduction. It needs a sales point to tell them how to visit the places, how much it will cost you, what you are going to have out of this. If you tell people about this, they will come. And about the outsider
Tourism.
tourism or other countries, we can use easily celebrities. Like we invite movie stars, football players. Imagine you invite Muhammad Salah or Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi to play a game in front of a museum or in front of a temple, and to talk about what they have seen. We have now national players in tennis and swimming. If they go to beaches and show how they enjoy, how they train on these places, this kind of ideas but they have to open their mind. They have to love the country more than they did before.
Okay, so do you believe that in holding a cultural and entertaining events in the museum would attract more tourists?
Of course, of course. Look at Garashmi festival in Iraq and Jordan. It's just a platform. It's just a very simple museum. It's very nice decor, very nice setup. We have thousand, and also it's valid for summer, valid for winter, valid for daylight, valid for night light. It's but we have to work, we have to think, we have to create, we have to make, yeah, brainstorming between Minister of Culture, artist, producer, Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities. That's how.
Okay, sir, what, from your point of view, are the undiscovered places in Egypt that should be focused on?
This is my secret. This is my secret in my program of See Egypt. No. I have to say it to your program because we like it. That's our research. Just to, there is so many places in Egypt. Like you go and visit, for instance, Saqqara place, and you go to a place. People think it's very simple. It's called Serabium. Serabium is supposed to be a tomb, and they say it's a tomb for cows and cows, and this is not true. People have to see these places again, to study about it again. Go to not only for Luxor, for pyramids, for go to Suhag, and you will see. Go to Edfu, you will see the only complete temple in Egypt. Like it happened yesterday with scholars, with go to Dandara in Kenya. These places, people, not only specialists, only people who really know how to go to Sinai, go to Sarabit al-Khatim in Sinai. You will see the treasures of turquoise. There's so go to Marsa Alam, go to all of these places that are secret, are virgin. No people, and I invite all creators and filmmakers to make films because by this age I cannot make all of this alone. So there is thousands of places. Go to Gulf al Kabir near Libya, see the primitive caves. This is before the history.
Our prominent guest, Dr. Mr. Waheed Mekhemar, of course, the director. We had the pleasure to have you with us in today's episode of Nile Cruise. Thank you very much for your informative knowledge. We had utmost pleasures.
Thank you for having me. It was pleasure, and I'm very happy we are in Egyptian Museum, and inshallah we see so many museums together.